be frightened, little boy.
Allow us to introduce ourselves.
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jesse.
James.
Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light!
Surrender now or prepare to fight.
Meows! That's right!
They're here to protect the world from devastation, to unite all peoples within their nation. It's Team Rocket from the Pokemon series. Now before I dive into Team Rocket, I just want to make something abundantly clear. I'm not the biggest fan of Pokemon. Well, to be more specific, I'm not the biggest fan of the games. I like the characters just fine, and I also really love the anime. But don't worry, even though I'm not that big into Pokemon, that doesn't mean that this moveset is going to intentionally be terrible. I'm going to treat Team Rocket with as much respect as I've done for all of my other moveset videos. But nonetheless, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Team Rocket, they made their first appearance in the game Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, which originally released on the Game Boy in 1995. Team Rocket is a group of Pokemon thieves who work for a shady businessman named Giovanni, who makes his money off of selling rare Pokemon to very rich people. But in order to get these rare Pokemon, he hires Team Rocket to try and fight various Pokemon trainers who are in possession of rare Pokemon. They sometimes manage to steal some of these Pokemon, but more often than not, they're defeated by the Pokemon trainers because the Pokemon trainers fight fair and square. But today, Team Rocket will have the chance to capture some of the rarest Pokemon the world has ever seen, as they'll be going up against the various Pokemon on the Super Smash Bros. Roster. Now before I begin, I want to address something. You may be thinking that I'll be making Team Rocket's moveset thematically similar towards the Pokemon trainers, where the trainer doesn't physically fight on stage, but instead appears in the background giving out orders to their Pokemon. Well, I'm probably going to get criticism for saying this. I hate that idea for Team Rocket. Yes, Team Rocket are technically Pokemon trainers, but unlike traditional Pokemon trainers where they build friendly relationships with their Pokemon, Team Rocket usually treats their Pokemon as nothing but mere tools to get what they so desperately want. So, for the first time in a Pokemon moveset, you'll actually be playing as a human trainer on stage. With that being said though, they still won't fight using their own abilities. Instead, all of their attacks will utilize different types of Pokemon. Specifically 4 Pokemon that are commonly associated with Team Rocket. That being Coughing, Ekans, Wobbuffet, and Team Rocket's mascot, Meowth. So starting off, Team Rocket here would be an above average midweight fighter. They'd have 2 jumps and no other movement options. But now, let's dive into their costumes. For Team Rocket's first 2 costumes, I decided to go with the 2 people that everyone thinks of when they hear the name Team Rocket. That being Jesse and James from the Pokemon anime.
Whoa, Lukinator 23, you're breaking your own rules. You said that you don't do movesets for non-video game characters. You lied to us.
Whoa. Now hang on a second. Yes, I technically do have a rule where I don't do movesets for characters who don't originate from video games. However, I have also said that Pokemon is a different case, as the games technically connect to the anime and vice versa. Plus, Lucario technically debuted in one of the Pokemon movies, yet Super Smash Bros. Still allowed him to join. So while Jesse and James themselves debuted in the anime, Team Rocket as a group debuted in the games. So I'm not technically breaking any rules I've established. So please don't accuse me of such a thing. It's preposterous. Anyways, their second and third alt will have them entirely in black. This references the Team Rocket grunts appearances from some of the most recent Pokemon games. For the fourth alt, Jessie's hair turns orange and her costume turns yellow and blue. This references one of the secondary protagonists of the original Pokemon anime, Misty. For the fifth alt, James's costume turns entirely orange and green. This references Team Rocket's boss, Giovanni, specifically his orange business suit that he wore in, yet again, the original Pokemon anime. And the final 2 alts will have Team Rocket in red, blue, and yellow colors. This references both the male and female Pokemon trainers already in Smash, as well as the original Pokemon game titles for the Game Boy. You know, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. I thought that was a pretty clever nod. And before you all ask, I'm not going to be giving any color schemes to the Pokemon. I just really couldn't think of any good color schemes to use. Plus, they're just used for attacks, so there really wasn't any need to make colors for them. Now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the moveset. Now, as I've already mentioned, all of Team Rocket's attacks will technically be all the various Pokemon that they've used throughout the series. However, out of all of them, Meowth here will mostly be the Pokemon they'll use for a lot of the attacks. So starting off with a jab, it'll be a 3-hit jab that could lead into a flurry attack. Both the 3-hit jab and the flurry attack will have Meowth perform some claw swipes. It's not a very strong attack by any means necessary, but it is a pretty quick attack that can rack up damage pretty quickly. For the dash attack, Meowth will perform a pouncing motion while Team Rocket holds onto them. The attack comes out pretty late compared to most dash attacks, but that also means it's pretty strong. Unsurprisingly, this move has an uncomfortable amount of end lag. For the side tilt, Ekans will swing its tail forwards. This move launches foes pretty far, but doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. It can also be slightly angled up or down. For the down tilt, Meowth will perform 2 claw swipes in front of himself, which can deal 2 hits of damage if it connects properly. For the up tilt, Ekans will perform a swinging headbutt from left to right. It's slightly more damaging than the side tilt, but it also doesn't launch the foes nearly that hard. Now for the forward smash, Ekans will appear and swing his head really hard. This smash attack is surprisingly strong, as there's a pretty good chance that Team Rocket will get early KOs with this smash attack. Unfortunately, this move has a bit of start lag and a lot of end lag. For the down smash, Meowth will perform 2 claw swipes on opposite sides of Team Rocket. It may look a tad bit like Bowser's, but it isn't as strong. For the up smash, Coughing will appear above Team Rocket and release a strong puff of gas. This smash attack doesn't deal a whole lot of damage compared to the other two, but it does have incredible knockback. For the neutral air, Team Rocket will hold on to Coughing, but when they hold on to Coughing, he shoots out some nauseous gas, which causes opponents to be launched pretty far. For the forward air, Meowth will scratch forwards multiple times, dealing multiple hits of damage until the final hit. For the back air, Ekans will swing his tail behind itself, similar towards Mewtwo's back air hilariously enough. For the down air, Meowth will scratch downwards a single time. Despite that, this move has the capability of spiking opponents that happen to be directly beneath Meowth. And finally, for the up air, Ekans will perform a swinging headbutt upwards. But where Team Rocket causes double trouble is with their special attacks. For Team Rocket's neutral special, Meowth will perform one of his most well-known attacks. So well-known in fact that it was used in his Pokeball in Smash. Payday! For this attack, Meowth will throw a medium-sized coin that travels a short distance and explodes as soon as it hits an opponent. But as soon as it hits something, it explodes into a bunch of smaller coins, which causes multiple hits of small flinching damage. I know that this technically isn't how Payday works in Meowth's Pokeball item in Smash, but that's just because that version of Payday was innovated to begin with. At least, I think it was. Sorry if I got that info wrong, Pokemon fans. Please don't attack me. Despite this move sounding pretty reliable to use, it does count as a projectile, so be wary of using this move against foes with reflectors. Now for Team Rocket's side special, Ekans will shoot out a gravity-affected acid ball forwards. Mechanically, this side special behaves like Lucas's PK Fire, where the acid will launch players as soon as it hits them. However, unlike Lucas's PK Fire, where it shoots straight forwards, the acid ball will travel in an arc trajectory, similar towards Simon's axe throw. The downside with this move is that it doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. Not only that, but it is yet another move that counts as a projectile, so keep that in mind. Something else I should mention is that as soon as the acid hits the ground, it will automatically leave an acid puddle, which will deal damage to anyone who happens to be standing in it, but it's very small damage at best. Now for Team Rocket's down special, Team Rocket will call upon the aid of the Pokemon known as Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet acts as a sort of makeshift counterattack, so if an opponent attacks him, he'll reflect their attack right back at them. However, unlike most counterattacks, Wobbuffet will absorb the damage and knockback he dealt and double it to the opponent that hit him. Now despite this counterattack sounding incredibly OP, there is a massive flaw. There is a good chance that once Wobbuffet gets hit, he'll have a good chance to hit the Team Rocket player that summoned him, causing them to deal damage and potentially even launching them pretty far. Not only that, but this move can't be used in the air, so make sure to use this move when you absolutely need to. And finally, for Team Rocket's up special, Team Rocket will hold on to Coughing while he shoots out a bunch of noxious gas on the ground. Disgusting! Despite this sounding gross, the gas will actually launch both Coughing and the Team Rocket player high into the air. Not only that, but the gas on the ground lingers for about 3 seconds and will give the opponents nearby a random effect, like reverse controls, poison, or even a flower effect. These effects last for about 5 seconds at a time and cannot be stacked. Now I should also mention this, but this up special can actually be charged. When it's fully charged, both the height of the jump and the size of the toxic gas on the ground will increase. The problem is that once Team Rocket reaches the max distance of the height, they'll immediately go into freefall and cannot use any of their attacks until they land back onto the stage. And now, for the final smash. Team Rocket's final smash will be Triple Finish. For this final smash, Team Rocket will call upon the aid of Meowth, Coughing, and Akins to assist them for one final blow. When these three appear right next to Team Rocket, the entire area in front of them will be bombarded with coins, toxic sludge, and acid. Then, after about 3 seconds of this madness, all of the Pokemon will retreat back into their Pokeballs, ending the final smash. This final smash is meant to reflect both the Pokemon Trainer's final smash, as well as Team Rocket's usual tactics to overwhelm their enemies. The stage choice is Team Rocket's hideout from Pokemon Red and Blue. This stage's layout is reminiscent of the Colosseum stage in Smash, where it's a grounded surface with no walls. Occasionally, the head of Team Rocket, Giovanni, will send in his partner Pokemon, Persian, to attack the players. If Persian happens to get KO'd, it'll drop an item, specifically either a Pokeball or a Master Ball. In the background, you can see some Team Rocket grunts and their Pokemon booing the players on stage. As most of you have already guessed, the music this time around will mostly be the various Team Rocket themes throughout the Pokemon series. In total, 6 songs would be included, 2 of which would be remixed. And that would be if Team Rocket joined Super Smash Bros. Now, I know this video was meant to be fun, but I kinda wanted to get a little serious for a minute. This video is meant to be a tribute to Jessie's voice actress, Rachel Lillis. At the time of this video, she recently passed away due to cancer at the age of 55. She lent her voice to many iconic characters across many different shows, but she was well known for being the voice of Misty, Jessie, Jigglypuff, and Goldeen in both the Pokemon games and the Pokemon anime. If it wasn't for amazing talent that God gave her, we probably would have never gotten Jigglypuff's iconic voice, or even some of the iconic moments in the Pokemon anime. She was an extremely talented voice actress, and even though she's no longer with us, her legacy will live on. Anyways, do you have a character you'd like to see be given a Smash moveset? If so, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe? That way you can get notified when I put out any Super Smash Bros. Moveset videos. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.